least 5 minutes, and then we can start talking or whatever. So
It says live.
I didn't start broadcasting it yet. I'm just waiting. I just wanted to make sure that you watch the fight, so you don't talk bullshit.
I know what the hell I'm talking about. I watched that bullshit fight. 7 rounds of boxing. That wasn't shit.
Yeah, but the last time I talked to you, you were going for Samuel Vargas. You said Samuel Vargas was going to kick Danny Garcia's ass.
Who the hell told you that lie, man? Danny Garcia fighting a fucking bullshit bum. That's all the fuck he fights is fucking bums. You know? He ain't fighting nobody that we know of, that I know of, anybody, any big name. You know what I mean?
So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait like another 5 or 10 minutes.
Another 5 or 10 minutes. God damn, we're gonna be here all night. What for?
Because I just started broadcasting it right now. So the thing about it is, you got to let people log in. But in the meantime, you know,
why you have people log in for?
For what?
Oh, so they can comment on what we're talking about?
What? So you can tell everybody kiss your ass. That's why.
Yeah, man, that shit ain't no problem with me, man.
Nah, está bien, because I know you're super busy or whatever. You gotta do everything that mommy says. So let me let's go ahead. So no, the whole thing about it, like, just coming into the fight, I don't even know what the hype is. You know, you knew, I knew, everyone known that Danny Garcia, this was a cherry pick fight. It is what it is. He still has the he's undefeated still. I think that stoppage, it was a good stoppage, but that Samuel Vargas, he kept coming, man. He put on a little fight, but you can tell that he was on a whole, you know, Samuel Vargas is a D-class fighter, and Danny Garcia just did whatever the hell he wanted to do, you know, and I think it was a bullshit fight, period.
Oh, yeah, definitely was a bullshit fight, you know. Estamos vivos. You know, it's a bullshit fight, you know, because eventually, you know, like you just said, Sammy Vargas. Who's Sammy Vargas? Sammy Vargas is not a big kitchen name, a big time name. You know, Samuel Vargas is a guy. As a matter of fact, he fought with Errol Spence. Errol Spence, this is one of his losses. Errol Spence kicked his ass. You know, he did the same thing. You know, probably Errol Spence did a little bit more damage because Errol Spence really hurt him. He hurt his body. He hurt him bad. Danny gave him punching power. You know, Danny what he was doing is what he does in the gym. That's the way I look at it. All Danny was doing was a shadow boxing and hitting a punching bag. That's exactly what Danny was doing. As far as, you know, really kicking his ass, yes, he did kick his ass. But again, who is Samuel Vargas? I mean, look at it. Danny Garcia won. Sammy Vargas. The Ghost Guerrero was for the belt, and he had to go the distance. Right? Then he goes and knocks out a Paulie Maldonado, a beat-up Paulie Maldonado. Then he goes fight, who is it? Oh, Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson at a catch weight, kicked his ass, puffed his ass up. He barely beat him the way I see it. You know, and then Mauricio Herrera, his last fight at 140, to me, he really won the fight. Mauricio beat him. Danny didn't beat Mauricio in Puerto Rico. That's the way I look at it. So who the fuck is Danny for? Oh, by the way, 140, yes, a Lucas Mathese. But he didn't knock Lucas out either. He had to go the distance. Sab Judah, the distance. So all Danny Garcia's guys that he's knocking out are these no-name clowns that, who are they?
No, but Danny got a legitimate resume, you know. Like we started watching Danny as soon as he beat Nate Campbell, Kendall Holt, Alex Morales, and then he knocked out Amir Khan, and then he fought Morales, but Morales wasn't even that second fight. That was a bullshit ass fight because he looked like he wasn't even ready for that fight. But Matisse, he put on a good ass fight against Matisse, like you were saying. The Herrero fight, that was a close fight. against Herrera.
The Guerrero fight is a toss-up. Guerrero fight is a fight that, but to me, it shouldn't even be a WBC title fight. All Danny has been given. These guys, BBC, the promoters, Al Heyman and them, are setting his ass up. That's what they're doing right now. For what? Right now, they're setting him up. Keith Thurman. And, that I'm laughing because that showdown, WWE showdown, reminds me of wrestling, calling each other out. Oh, I'm going to kick your ass and blah, blah, blah. Danny, you laughing. You're trying to call this guy out and you're really laughing in his face. That means that was a showdown. That's a script written. But, the way I see it is, it's going to be a good fight. But to me,
I'm not gonna discredit Garcia. I think Samuel Vargas is a bullshit fighter, but you can tell Garcia. He knocked him down in the second round, but he kind of held back because obviously he doesn't want to take him. He could have took him out any time of the fight, but Vargas was ready to fight. So Vargas was pressing. He didn't have. You can tell by the punching power. The punching power wasn't there. But I can tell that they were hyping up the fight for the Keith Thurman. But you can't compare Keith Thurman to a Samuel Vargas. Like, you just can't. The punching power, the boxing ability, the jab, the size, the power, just everything in general. I don't know. Danny's starting to open up a little bit and talking a lot of shit. But he's looking better and better. This fight, compared to his Robert Guerrero fight, he looks a lot better. But the Robert the Ghost Guerrero, I know you don't like Robert the Ghost Guerrero, but Robert the Ghost Guerrero is a better fighter than Samuel Vargas.
Oh, definitely.
Is a better fighter than Vargas. Even Lamont Peterson's a better fighter than Vargas. It was a shitty fight. So Danny looked good in the fight. He was working upstairs, downstairs. He was calm, cool, and collective. He controlled the fight. But I can't even give him credit for that because Vargas was just
no good.
Shit,
These Vargas, to me, is no good. I mean, you just said it. He's not. Lamar Peterson is not a Vargas. Lamar Peterson kicked his ass. All right? Mauricio Herrera, he's lucky Mauricio Herrera at 140 doesn't have the punching power that maybe Lamar Peterson has or maybe Matisse has. You knock him the fuck out. So what are we looking at? Danny Garcia, yes, definitely. He looked good. If anybody's going to look good against a goddamn punching bag that don't hit you back. You know what the fuck I'm saying? He showed me excellent boxing skills, good movement, good footwork, excellent at that, folks. Overhand right, excellent. Oh, but who the fuck are you fighting? You know what I'm saying? So what happened? What do we get in the ring with fucking Manny Pacquiao?
Well, he did quote unquote. He said Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence. He's ready.
He's full of shit. He call anybody. You can make a list. It's like the Christmas list the kids make for Christmas. Santa Claus. Talk a lot of shit. Danny Garcia is not going to fight. Put it this way: if he beats Keith Thurman, which I honestly, seriously doubt. What is he going to do? I mean, if he doesn't beat Keith Thurman, what is he going to do? Guess what? He's going to have to go fight a guy like Timothy Bradley. Maybe a guy like even Kell Brook, who just fought with Triple G. And I'll tell you what, Kell Brook could kick his ass.
But do you honestly think on March 4th, you think that that Thurman fight's going to happen?
Against Garcia, March the 4th? It could happen, but the shit could be hitting the fan. Probably Danny gets hurt or Keith Thurman he has an injury in the gym or some shit, so the fight gets canceled. I don't know, but if it does happen, the way I'm looking at it, if it does happen, I'm looking at this. Keith Thurman is not a Vargas. To me, Keith Thurman will whip his ass. He gonna fuck him up. He has a lot of heart. Don't get me wrong, because he showed that against Lamar Peterson, that he has a lot of heart. But does Lamar Peterson have the same punching power that Keith Thurman has? Hell no.
No.
So you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit hard.
Now Mayweather's back in the boxing gym training and stuff like that. You think he's training for the Pacquiao too, or do you think he's probably training for Danny Garcia? That's the only thing I'm real skeptical about if this fight's going to happen, because Mayweather, he was at the Garcia fight. So,
sure. I mean, it's put it this way. Mayweather at 39. I always said it, if you know that, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I said, Danny Garcia and Kell Brook, because I did mention Kell Brook, they are on the shelf for Mayweather's 50th fight. Kell Brook is off the shelf because he's undefeated. He's no longer a champ. So who do you have? You have a Danny Garcia, undefeated, WBC belt, who beats a Robert the Ghost Guerrero, and you're going to give Mayweather his 50th fight. Wow, whoopee, whoopee, whoopee. Mayweather fights champions and undefeateds. Oh, who the fuck are you fighting? A fucking guy who ain't beat nobody. So what the fuck are you telling me? That's what the fuck I hate about this promotions and all this boxing shit. No, man. Let Mayweather stay in the gym, to me. Mayweather, go fight Pacquiao again. Bring some big money into the sport. Bring it back. Forget about Danny Garcia. Let Danny go fight Mr. Keith Thurman and see what happens. Guess what? Fight the winner. They're both undefeated.
But if Danny takes on Keith Thurman based on his performance, how do you see that fight panning out?
If Keith Thurman and Danny fight?
Yeah. How do you see that fight going?
Well, I see the fight going a distance. I really do. I see the fight going a distance unless Danny gets caught with a good shot. I mean, again, Danny's got heart. He has a lot of heart. Now, does Danny have the same punching power or some punching power to fight and stop Keith Thurman? We don't know. He might. So Keith Thurman's got to watch out too, because Danny got some good punching power.
But they always say, they always say in boxing, you're just as good as your last fight. But Sean Porter, Sean Porter versus Keith Thurman, Sean Porter's not an easy fight. He was in your face. He throws 500 punches. He smothers you. He's just a rough, styles make fights, and that's a rough style to step in the ring against. That's just like Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson fought Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia couldn't do shit, and some people thought Danny Garcia lost, but I think Danny, as far as his footwork and his boxing ability, I don't see Danny pressing Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman will go the distance, but I think Danny would be an easier fight to keep for Keith Thurman than Sean Porter. Yeah, for sure.
You got a good point there. I think so too. But it's like Keith told him last night. One time told him in his face, listen, dude, you're not fighting a Vargas. You're not fighting a fighter like that. You're fighting a one-time Keith Thurman. You're fighting me. And I'm not going to put up with this shit. I'm going to kick your ass.
Right.
Bottom line. That's what Keith told him. Keith told him, and it's true. You're not fighting a fucking shadow boxer. You're not fighting in the gym against a sparring partner. You're fighting the real deal.
Yeah.
I don't care how many tune-up fights you got. So you got a tune-up fight. Who the hell you got a tune-up fight? So you
because Danny was able to do whatever the hell he wants to do. He was able to slow down the fight. He was able to work the body upstairs. It was just like he was sparring. That's all he was doing, and he let it go to distance just cause. And even when the ref stopped it, Samuel Vargas, to me, wasn't hurt. I think it was a good stoppage, but still, it wasn't. If Keith Thurman would have stepped into the ring, Vargas would have been knocked the fuck out, I think. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's a good opinion. It's actually true. That's the way I see it. The only thing is that, like I said, I would love to see that fight. I hope the fight goes through. I hope nothing happens. And let's see what goes down, man. Because I think that, to me, one time.
Did you catch the King Kong fight? What'd you think about that?
King Kong? Luis King Kong? That's a bad dude. That's a bad son of a bitch. The only thing is, I was telling you, and I was telling a lot of people, that, these Cuban fighters, man, these guys are promoters or something. They're like erasing them, putting them aside on the shelf on a different level, They don't want to give them a break. Ortiz kicked the shit out of Scott. Couldn't say kick the shit out of him because there was nothing to hit. My understanding is that Malik Scott in his high school days was in track and field. That's why the fuck he ran around the ring all yesterday. That's all he did was fucking run. Fuck are you talking about a boxer? You don't box. Get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? So he boxes against other boxers. He took Brian Jennings, who was it, Tony Thompson? He fought against him. Now he's going to fight King Kong. And King Kong did what? Come on, man, stop. Come on over here. Let's fight. And the bitch just ran and ran. He did like Forrest Gump. He just ran and ran.
Yeah, a lot of people predicted that Malik Scott was going to win that fight, man.
A lot of people. Who the fuck was a lot? Whoever picked Malik Scott to win that fight don't know shit about boxing, put it this way. They might know about track and field, but they don't know shit about boxing.
There you go.
Come on, man, you know, Malik Scott is a fucking bum. I mean, you know, he's a fucking bum.
So what do you think? What do you think's next for King Kong?
King Kong, he's calling out. He says he wants Joshua. He wants Joshua. He wants Anthony Joshua from England. He says once he finishes with him, he wants either Joshua, Klitschko, or Deontay Wilder. He said he don't care. And the guy's getting old. Don't forget, man, it's an old dude. These guys are old. All those Cuban boxers, for the exception maybe Gamboa, that's younger, Regan, they're old guys. They're old in the 30s, man.
Right.
This guy's 37 years old. He ain't got too much time, man. You know, and Malik Scott, of course, he fought. He ran. Of course he's going to run, man. The motherfucker ran out the what is it, Monte Carlo? That's what they fought. He ran out of Monte Carlo. He never stopped running, man. He took his purse, his bag, and left, man. I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people didn't notice this, though, Kenny. I don't know if you people notice or anybody noticed in the introduction of the boxers. Right? That's how dumb them people are. In the introduction of the boxes, these fools had, HBO is getting better as bad as PBC. HBO had in Monte Carlo the girl, one of those Monte Carlo girls, dumb bitch. She had the Cuban flag when they introduced Scott. And then when they introduced Ortiz, King Kong, who is Cuban, they had the American flag. Now, what kind of bullshit is that, dummy? Huh? I don't know if people noticed it. Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, I seen it. I seen the fight.
You didn't notice that, did you?
No, I didn't pay attention.
I paid attention all the way through. Then Antonio Tavares. Oh, this good fight. That kid named Jared Hurt. You see that kid? 18 and 0?
No, I didn't watch the undercards on that fight.
Yeah, the beginning. Jared Hurt, man. That's a hell of a dude. That dude is good, man. He's a 154. Antonio Tavares said 145. I said, where the fuck does he get a 145? There ain't no such thing. 154.
Well, we gotta get ready for the next fight coming up. We don't know. We were going to talk about the Danny Garcia fight, but Danny Garcia, like, you know, there's really nothing to talk about with Danny Garcia. But what's the next fight coming up?
Well, next weekend. We got the Sergio Kovalev against Andre Ward.
Against Ward. But we can create another video for the Ward fight.
Oh, definitely.
We can talk about the, you know, different predictions and stuff like that. But other than that, like, it'll be better. No, but I'll come over there next weekend so we can. I'll see if Tate and stuff like that will come over so we can cover that fight.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we do that because. And please don't tell Thomas. Tell Thomas to stick his ass in his house. Yeah. Your mother be in Puerto Rico. She's leaving tomorrow.
She's heading out tomorrow?
That's right. Your mother's heading out tomorrow to Puerto Rico to PR.
So you're gonna party?
Party well.
Well, let me end this video. I'll call you on the phone.
All right, man.
All right, we'll talk.
All right, later. Love you. Be good. Give me regards.
Well, you gotta end it. You gotta tell these people that tell you that you don't know shit about boxing.
You know, whoever don't know tells me I don't know shit about boxing. They kiss my motherfucking ass. That's all I know.